Okay then guys, welcome to the Colossal Strength build. This thing is an absolute one banger that is absolutely cracked out of its head. This thing is so much fun that you can just go around and one-shot what you want. The damage output on this is so damn high, I barely believed it myself. When we do things like this, we're going to be utilizing things such as weapon buffs today. We have got incantations that we're also going to be utilizing, and we're going to be using a load of Ashes of War. So all in all, it's going to be a bit time consuming, but numbers like this, they definitely don't lie. Nearly 16,000 damage here is just absolutely cracked out of its box. So we're going to take a look into what we've got today. We've got the Commander's Standard. This is going to be utilized for its main buff defects. We have got the Duelist Great Axes, and we're going to be utilizing two of those today with an Ash of War called Royal Knight's Resolve on. We'll get into that in a minute. Any seal is relatively okay for this. It's not massively necessary, and again, the helmet isn't a massive issue, but the Raptor's Black Feathers is going to give you extra damage on the jump effects. Now this is absolutely mad. As you can see right here, it gives you the strengthening on jump attacks, and the talismans we've got are the Arsenal Charm or any sort of like equipment load talisman that you guys have utilized right now. We are also going to be utilizing the Claw Talisman as it enhances jump attacks yet again. We are going to be using the Radagon's soreseal because this greatly raises attributes. As you can see on screen, we are adding in 5 whole points onto Vigor, Endurance, Strength, and Dexterity. This as an overall really helps out, as this strength build is going to be utilizing the soft cap of around 80 right now. Now this does work really well even though if you are maybe 60 or 70 as well, so don't utilize it as much as you need to. And we have also got the Ritual Sword Talisman, which is raising the attack power when your HP is at maximum, which it should be every time you utilize this build. We're also going for the incantation that Flame Grant Me Strength, which raises the physical and fire affinity attack power, but we're going to be utilizing it just for the physical. And we're going to be going for the quality attunement on the Royal Knight's Resolve, as it has a 533 physical damage booster onto these axes, which is absolutely mental. Now, when we look at what it is that we are going to be using the Commanders right here, and that is going to give us a buff. We are then going to be using the Flame Grant Me Strength, which is again going to be giving us another physical buff. From that point, we're going to want to use just the left-hand dual wield and use Royal Knight's Resolve. Switch to the others, so you've got both of them, Royal Knight's Resolve again, and attack. This is a absolutely tanky damage build that is really helpful. Now, how do you get the dual axes? Very simple. We're going to be heading over to the capital, and you're going to be following the route that we take down here. This, again, is a farmable weapon. It's not going to just be a one finder. You have to farm for it, so it does help, especially when you're wanting to dual wield these, as you can just farm for the two of them. We're going to be making our way right down here. As we get to these stairs, we are going to make our way up to the top of the stairs. Now these guys are no joke, they are quite strong, so make sure that you are a little bit careful with these, and make sure you've got at least some level, decent level of damage to make sure that you can take them out, as they may cause you a few issues if you are not careful. Now unfortunately there is only one that actually has the axe that we want, although there are a few adds up here. There is only one of these guys that has the axe that we need, so you are going to have to repeatedly farm that route until you get them to drop. Next up, we are going to be taking a look at the Commander's Standard, and this is going to be in the Caelid area, and you are going to need to go to the Inners right here, and there is going to be a boss to take out. Mr. Nile is going to be a bit of a nightmare if you guys have never done this before and you are of a lower level, although if you are in the end game movement, then Nile is going to be okay. You just want to go and take this dude out very easily, and then you are going to grab that there. Next up, we have got the incantation, which is the Fire Give Me Strength, and this is going to be starting off at Fort Gale North. Now you're going to follow the route that we take, as this is going to be relatively easy. Although there are quite a few adds that you will have to avoid, you just want to make your way all the way up to the top of this castle, and once you do get to the top of the castle, we're going to make our way round. Now do be careful, because there is 2 tanky fire buggers that sit at the top, and they just sit there. You will have to crouch and sneak round unless you do want to take them out, which is way more time consuming than it needs to be. But we're going to be working our way around here, and once we get around here, you want to jump off your horse and start crouching around this corner. In between the 2 fire tanks, you are going to see that there is a nice glow on a corpse, and you are going to go and pick that up. On screen I've already picked it up, but this is the location you'll find it. Then, once we've done that, we are going to then look at talismans. So the sword talisman is actually a very, very easy find as well. We're going to be heading just past the Dector's Lift and heading to this location right here. Now, this is a bit of a trek, so you are going to have to follow us as to where we go. We're going to head all the way up to the top of this hill, and this is going to take us into a ruin. Now, once we get to that ruin, we are actually going to use our build again to show you guys how strong this bad boy really is. But there is going to be a underpass right here and a boss on the inside. So naturally, we're going to use the commander's standard. I'm then going to utilize the incantation before I walk through the door. And then when I walk through the door, this is when we are going to proc off our Royal Knight's Resolve, which is going to give us that extra damage buff. And we're going to go and one-tap this bad boy with a nice 6,400. Once you have done that, you are going to make your way through the doorway, and on the opposite side of the doorway, like we love the most, there is going to be an amazing chest, which is going to hold the Ritual Sword Talisman. Now, Radagon soreseal, this is the next one that you guys will need, and this is going to be located just here on the map. We're going to make our way all the way through here, and this is going to be a little bit of a fiddly one, and watch out for the rats because they will attack you quite quickly. We're going to make our way through and climb all the way up these stairs, and once we get up to the top of the stairs, which yes, it does take a couple of seconds to get up there because they are quite a long set of ladders, we're going to make our way around and jump off onto the platform underneath us. We're going to run all the way around, and we are going to avoid the first gap and jump down the second gap. Once we do get in there, there is a rat on your left. He will attack you, so make sure you take him out. Jump across this little gap here and run around to these two rats here, which again will definitely attack you, so make sure you take those out as well, and then make your way down this gap. And this is where the Radagon soreseal is going to be waiting around the corner. Next up, we have got the Claw Talisman. Now, this is going to be quite early doors, and this is going to be just after Margaret. We're going to head over to the Rampart Tower for this one, and this one's going to involve a little bit of parkouring. So you're going to want to make your way all the way up these stairs past the lift and outside onto the main balcony area. From there, you're going to see a load of like sandbag things, and you're going to want to climb on top of those, scale the walls, and make your way over the rooftops. This is a little bit risky and a little bit sketchy, so probably don't hold too many runes, as if you do get died, then I don't want to be held responsible. Sorry. Anywho, once we've gone through there, we're going to be making our way across, and again, bit of parkouring, as we have to go up these little ruined areas right here and work our way around. After you've worked your way around, it's going to take us to a main location where we have a giant ladder, and people will shoot arrows at you. So please do be careful. Make sure when you start climbing it that you have got an adequate amount of health on your character, as you are definitely going to need it. But once you do get to the top of it, it is completely clear as free, and the Claw Talisman is waiting for you. And then we have got the Great Jar Arsenal, which is the bigger equipment load talisman that you guys can use. So we thought we'd show you where this one was, because the other one involves a quest line and it's a little bit tricky sometimes depending on where you are, whereas this one is going to be in the same place every time. So we're going to head through to here, and we are going to make our way all the way up. We are going to go through to the lift, and this lift does go for a little while. You have to take out 3 invaders from this, so make sure that you are ready for a little bit of a fight, because it can spawn absolutely any invader in, and there's no real precise one that you're going to get. These things can have quite a lot about them, including like blood builds, sorcery builds, and all of that good jazz. So make sure you've got some stone sword keys, pop it into the heads of the imps, and jump on in to this lift right here. Now, like I said, this lift does go on for a little while, so I mean, yeah, but at this point we're just doing the awkward silence part in the middle of this lift, so we're just gonna wait to get to the top real quick. Yeah. Anywho, once we get to the top, we are in Caelid, and we are going to find these grey sites. Now, any grey site that you do find along the way, I do recommend that you rest at, just mainly because this obviously resets your most recent area, and this is going to essentially, if you do die, stick you to where this is. Now we are going to head through this main cavern bit and go down the dirt road. This little rough patch right here has got a load of exploding orbs on the bottom and a load of little twinkly worms. Now with these right here, you want to completely ignore this first guy as it won't really affect you, but this second one will cause a bit of trouble while you're trying to take out the invaders. So you will have to take this guy out. It is not really much of an option because he will shoot arrows at you during the entirety of the invaders process. So save yourself the hassle and just give him a few swipes. Make sure that you take this dude out. It just makes your life so much bloody easier. But once you have done that, you are going to want to make your way up to the giant jar directly at the top. Once you've done that, you want to go and talk to that jar, and it is going to initiate 3 invaders. Now I'm going to show you the invaders that I got just so you can potentially pre-prep for it, but I'm pretty adamant that they do rotate and there is no sort of like 100% chance that you're going to have absolutely anything, but you'll see how diverse these builds are. So we've got the Knight of the Great Jar, and this guy is an absolute tank to begin with. We've got the nice bubble armor that we all know to love, which is the Lionel's armor, I believe, and it's a pretty tanky one to say the least. Then we've gone for a warlock sort of build, and this thing is again quite annoying, but you can take these out quite quickly if you've got a good enough build to begin with. Now once you have taken out the second one, you are going to just go for the third one, and taking out the third one is going to get you the final piece of the puzzle that you need. Now we do also have a guide for the black feather cloak that you guys are seeing us in right now. This thing is pretty much essential to the build with the Raptor's black feathers causing an extra damage on the jump abilities. There is a link down in the description for that one if you guys want to go ahead and grab that. And for those of you guys who don't have a seal already, you can head to the beginning merchant and just go and pick up a nice seal user from the two sisters at the round table. Nice and easy, and that is the build right there. Again, this is a really tanky build and something which is causing so much damage and is so much fun for you to use. I've just had so much fun with this, so make sure you go ahead and enjoy this amazing colossal strength build. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. Appreciate your faces. If you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe with post notifications turned on, and as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.